What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and to another WNBA video. We have ourselves a two-game slate to dive into for Thursday, July 10th. So we're going to break down and analyze each of those games. I'm going to talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points and the spread. And then when it's all said and done, make sure you check down there into the pinned comment. You'll find a link down there that's going to send you over to the Guy Boston Sports website. That's where all of my final plays for these games are going to be listed for free. Now, before we dive into these games, let's go ahead and take a look back at Tuesday's plays, see what we took then and how that ended up going down. And on Tuesday, we end up going 1-1. We took Asia Wilson on a tops point score in that game, plus money play, so a little bit risky, but we do not end up cashing on that one. She gets hurt in the second quarter, does not return. Now, honestly, she wasn't shooting the best to begin with, so I'm not sure that she would have even got close to, hitting this play for us. But nonetheless, out in the second quarter, so we will never know, right? We get the big X on that one. We took an alternate total, though, under 170.5 in that Aces and Liberty game, and we do end up cashing on that one. So let's go ahead and dive into these games. Let's go ahead and see if we can find any value today on the board. We got our first game on the board at 3 p.m. Guys, smash that like button down there for me. Hit subscribe if you have not already. Let's dive into the mix, man. Minnesota Lynx taking on the Los Angeles Sparks. Lynx are going to be 6.5-point favorites with a total sitting at 163.5. And we've seen some line movement in this one already. I saw the Lynx open up at 4.5. I saw it get up to 8.5, and like I said, we are now at 6.5 currently right now. This is going to be the second game of a 4-game road trip for Minnesota. It's also a back-to-back for them, and also their fourth game in 6 days. They're also going to be at a 4-day rest disadvantage here, and they are coming in off of an 8-point loss to the Mercury their last time out. They're now 17-3 straight up on the year, leading the WNBA still, 11-9 against the spread. The Sparks are coming in at 6-13 straight up. They are 7-11 with one push to the number. Sparks, for whatever reason, man, they have fared better on the road this year than at home. They're just 1-7, both straight up and against the spread when playing in LA this season. That's going to be the fourth and final head-to-head meeting between these two this year. And so far, the Sparks have been crushed in all three of the prior meetings. They lost by 14, 23, and 16 in those 3 games. Minnesota is averaging just under 91 points per game on 53% shooting from the field, 42% shooting from deep when playing the Sparks this year. And when playing the Lynx, LA has shot only 33% from deep, 39% from the field, and have scored just 73 points per game. So this one, man, it feels like a complete no-brainer, right? We gotta back the Lynx here, man. With that said, the WNBA has definitely been wild at times this year. We've seen plenty of upsets, but man, we've seen this Lynx team dominate these Sparks this season already 3 times. They sit at first across the board for offensive, defensive, and net rating, effective field goal percentage. They're second for true shooting percentage. They're scoring the third most points off the fast break, the most off of turnovers. The Sparks are giving up the 4th most fast break points. They're giving up the ball at the second highest rate, and they are allowing the second most points scored off of turnovers. I'm on the Lynx here, man, and I posted this one early on the website under yesterday's picks because, like I said, this thing opened up at the Lynx laying just 4.5. I was able to get them laying 3.5 at -130 over there at Hard Rock. Look, I get the rest disadvantage, this being a back-to-back, but this is a Lynx team that has bounced back from their previous losses this season by winning 5 in a row after their last loss and by beating these Sparks here by 23 after their first loss on the year. Look, even after that Commissioner's Cup loss to the Fever, they rebounded with a 17-point victory. So I'm not fading Minnesota here, fresh off of a loss against, going up against a team that they are light years better than and have dominated to this point of the year. So, like I said, give me the Lynx all day long. For the total, the Lynx are playing at the slowest pace in the W, and they bring in the best defense as well, of course. Now, they've hit to the under in 3 of their last 4, and head-to-head, we've gone under in 2 of the 3 they've played so far this year. Now, the Sparks have been more of an over team on the year, going 11-7 with one push to the over, but man, we know that the Lynx are going to dictate the pace in this one. They've hit to the under in 13 of the 21 that they played this year, so I would lean under in this game. And next up, going to be looking at the Las Vegas Aces taking on the Washington Mystics. Going to be a 7:30 p.m. tip-off time for this one. Aces opened up as favorites. That has now shifted. Mystics are 1-point favorites in this one. Total sitting at 157.5. That has also gone down a point. Opened up at 158.5. Washington's going to be home here for the second straight game. They have won 3 in a row at home now. They sit at 9-10 straight up, 10-9 against the spread. They failed to cover as 6.5-point favorites against the Sky their last time out. They did win that one outright by 2 in a close battle. They've won 4 of their last 6 heading into this one here. Now, Vegas is also 9-10 straight up this season, but they are just 7-12 to the number. The Mystics have gone 6-3 at home this year, with Vegas sitting at 4-6 both against the spread and straight up when playing on the road. This is the 5th and final game of the Aces' current road trip that has seen them split at 2-2 so far, with wins over the Mercury and the Sun and losses to the Fever and the Liberty. The big news, obviously, in this one is Asia Wilson, landing on the injury report after leaving Tuesday's game in the second quarter with an injury of some degree, right? An arm injury, because of course there's not much info on it. But she did leave Tuesday's contest. She didn't return. Typically, when we see this, we can expect that player to at the least miss their next game. So I'm not expecting Asia in this one. She did receive an MRI on her wrist on Wednesday, and my thinking here is that if we're getting MRIs done, then it's something that's bothering her enough that we probably don't see her here in this one at least, right? And obviously, the extent of the injury is going to determine how long she's out. But like I said, I would be surprised if we see her here in this one specifically. Now, the Mystics on their end, they come in healthy and they have one win under their belt against Vegas. And then in that win, they not only won in Vegas, but they did so by 11, dropping 94 points on the Aces in the process. Vegas took the first match between these two, but that one was also in Las Vegas, but they had to rally from down 9 heading into the fourth quarter in order to pull out a 3-point win in that one. Man, I can't trust these aces farther than I can throw them, right? If you've watched these videos, you've watched me over the last year, man, how I feel about this squad. Look, anytime I back them, they burn me. I feel this way even with Asia out there that I can't trust the squad, right? But without her out there, man, there's not a chance that I get behind them. Washington in their last 5, they do sit at second to last for offensive rating, but the Aces are just a spot ahead of them at third from last. Defensively, the Aces are coming in at just 10th. Net rating, they're coming in at 12th, while the Mystics bring a defense in that has rated at third in their last 5, and they sit at 8th for net rating. Over the last 5, the Mystics have sat at 4th for points scored from the paint. Vegas is allowing the second most. The Mystics are leading the league in points scored off of turnovers at this time as well. The Aces are allowing the 4th most. Mystics have been pulling in the 4th most offensive rebounds in their last 5. Vegas is dead last here and are allowing the 3rd most offensive rebounds and sit at just 8th for second chance points given up. Man, I'd be on the Mystics, but I would have loved to have caught this one at plus money when that was still available. That's the side that I would want to be on if I was, if I was playing the side in this one. I just don't think I get there, man, because like I said, I would have liked to have got that at plus money, right? And it's now swapped over to where the Mystics are favorites in this one. But the second thing, and probably the most important thing, it's the aces. You know what I mean? I have no interest in betting the side in games that involve them. You just never know which aces team that you're gonna get, man. They seem to range from anywhere from like title contender to bottom dweller. You know what I mean? There's just such a wide range of what team might show up. So yeah, I just don't have much interest in betting the side in any game that they're involved in. But I would be leaning towards Washington in this spot here. So with that said, man, run to the window and throw your throw your money on the Aces. For the total, we've seen one under and one over between these two head-to-head on the year. The Aces have hit to the under in 11 of their 19 played this season, 4 in a row, and 8 of their last 10. The Mystics have gone under in 10 of their 19 played with one push in there as well. They've been all over the place, though, with the total here of late 5 overs with 4 unders and 1 push over the last 10. Vegas has played pretty slow as of late, man. Third to last in pace over their last 5. So I would probably lean under looking at this one here. I'm not seeing any player props available whatsoever yet. So once those come out, I will look over those guys. And if I see anything I like, I will throw that up there on the website as well. So that is going to wrap us up. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today. Hope you found it helpful and useful. And if you did, please don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and hit subscribe if you have not already, guys. That is going to wrap it up. Hope you all cash out and have a great night. I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one.